Hello YouTube. I've got no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping it's going to turn out quite well, but basically what we're going to do is I'm going to stick you into this very shoddily done tripod, and we're going to go live, and I'm using my old LG G5 because I'm loading my phone, my main camera for work, and it's a lovely rainy day outside. I don't want to get you guys on ultra wide because that'll just look weird. You won't be able to see anything. There we go. Move this over like that. Unfortunately, this tripod system that I came up with, as you can see, it really sucks. And I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. So I'm just going to say live chat so you guys can chat. And we're going to go and build a little computer here. I'm testing this out because this phone is the only phone I've got that has AC wireless support, so that's connected via AC to the router, so it shouldn't drop out and we shouldn't have like visual problems and stuff, I'm hoping. So let me know how that goes. But basically what we've got here is our BXL board. It's going to be a budget machine. We're going to use the onboard audio, and we're going to use this Diamond. It's a Savage 4 Pro. It's an 8 megabyte version, I think. It could even be 4 because I'm a bit concerned it only has one. Even though this card can go up to 32 meg, they never intended this to be a top of the line card. It's always going to be like a sort of budget card. So what we're going to do today, and I recommend everyone just rewatch this, and we're just going to go and build a computer. I mean, here's all of the parts. I have to go fetch a lot of stuff every now and then, so it's not like I prep for this. It's just, it's such a dull, terrible day today. I thought, you know what, let's build a computer. Let's put you guys up somewhere where you can see me, and let's just do it. I mean, why not? The system has 512 megs of RAM as well, so it's maxed out. I haven't chosen OS yet. But here's the case. This case has been staring at me for months, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. So this is going to be its job, and I think I've got a badge that I'm going to stick there to make it look nice. And it's going to be a budget because it's a budgety case. So it's going to be a budget 1998 retro machine for streaming and stuff. So let's give you guys the best view I possibly can. So what's interesting here is that they actually have little stickers. This was clearly done by the company that made this case. So I mean, it's just like interesting. And I thought, I'm going to do this anyway. I might as well just like live stream. I haven't done a live stream in a while. Certainly not a technical one, which I know you guys absolutely love so much that no one watches it. I thought, why not? So this is definitely going to be a smart retro build, because the person that built this computer was reasonably smart in their choices, which I'm going to tell you as I'm building this why I chose the parts that I did. And it's mostly just because that's what I have. That's what's available. So the interesting thing here is this cable is here, but this cable was like pushed in all the way into there. So I think the previous person either pushed it in or they just didn't use their floppy drive, you know. I mean, it's cool. It's floppy drives wasn't like must have in like 98. It was already at that stage started getting to a point where it was a bit too much. So it's interesting, this case uses those slightly longer standoffs, so I don't have spares of those, so I'm hoping that there's enough in here for the motherboard. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It uses those tiny like sliding things. Let's see. So I have like these that's cut off, so I'm going to definitely need some of those for some extra support for the whole motherboard. But I also should have, there's a full-size one, so that's normally a full-size motherboard standoff. Let's see, oh no, these fit. So I'm just going to get some of those ready. 1, 2. Okay, screws. I've got my double screws open here. So I wonder if I shouldn't just take out or packet all of the screws. Let's see if I've got a packet still. There's one. That'll just make my life easier to find screws, because these sort of things you can just like sort of squish it and you can see what screws are in there. Now most of these are fairly useless for a build, so that's not going to work. So I'm hoping that no one has anything to do on this nice rainy sunny Saturday, which, knowing my luck, everyone has. So first things first are these the sort of rough or smooth screws. Definitely rough, which is nice. It means it's easier to find the parts. So which style do we want to go for? We're going to go for like flatheads, or I'm just going to go for these. They're the easiest to like sort of find in the thing, or whichever ones I can find like 5 of quickly. It looks like the flatheads are actually easier to spot. So yeah, impromptu video. I'm presuming that not a lot of people are going to see it live, so probably just have to watch the recording when I'm done. That also gives you an idea of how it will turn out. I'm hoping that the quality will be nice. Every time so far I've used the YouTube Live streaming on Android, the quality has been like shockingly bad. There you go. So I'm hoping we see some people eventually and chat starts going, and people say stuff and stuff like that. So let's see how this board would fit in. So those of you that haven't seen it, this was a nice closer look. This is a P-Chips M729, I think, or something like that. So it's not like the fastest thing in the world, but it is a budget conscious machine. This person clearly made some decisions, and some of them not too great, some of them great. You said those two are fine, but we'll cover those as the build progresses. That's fine, that's fine. See, there should be one here, but there isn't. Okay, but this one isn't fine, so let's remove that. You can clearly see I planned this video so well. All the planning went into this. So we are going to need one of these with a little flat top there. So it just goes in like that. Means that you don't have to slide the board in anymore, which is nice. Okay, just double check, nothing there. on top there by the CPU is. Doesn't have the best of designs, but okay, so there's a budget build after all. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. I should definitely not sing in my live streams because I can't sing to save my life. So, if you guys rewatch this, let me know what you think. If you guys just want to chill out and hang out, next time I'll have a proper invitation, a proper waiting thing, so that we can do this properly. And we can just have like a chill stream, you know? Sit down, build something, talk a little bit. Oh, I'll do the talking most likely, but because it's a bit quiet on the streaming side of things. Okay, here's one more flat one. It's always that last one that takes a while to find. You know, I've got no idea why. It's always the last screw that you're looking for that you need to like go and dig through and find. There you go. Check what the CD-ROM is set. It's set to slave. That's perfect. And this actually has a little audio cable. It's like tied in with the power, so you're gonna get like all the noise, but it's there. There's a chance that this is the wrong way around, but there we go. There's the thing, so that's probably right. Pin 1. So I think I've mentioned this every time I've built an AT based system. When you get these, black to black, because if you can see here that it'll plug in like this, it'll plug in just fine, but then you're sending power and ground to the opposite directions and you can blow your motherboard. But generally speaking, if you have a close look, like those two don't match and then the system just doesn't boot. Normally these AT power supplies does have a little bit of protection. Protection for idiots. I shouldn't say idiots. People have done strange things. So this one I basically made my custom connectors. But what's interesting here, this case doesn't have a space for SATA or for serial. So that's something we have to like address. So how are we going to do this? We've got 3 there. This one, the easiest way to do it is to have your audio one down from there. So audio here. Let's put the audio there. What sort of screws do I want for that? Yeah, I'll use these. Right. Those are the case screws. Thank you much for those. Let's go get some more screws. So I chose the these, and now once again it's the last one I need to find, and the last one is the hardest to find in the little box of screws. Now LGR actually keeps a little box of ATX screws, which is kind of awesome. I should do something like that, just buy that, one of those from. But then I have to throw away my old screws, which I don't have the heart to do. Okay, so you see this is going to interfere there, so I'm going to use that for PS2. There you go. Still no one watching. Is it even live? Man, check. There's water. This should be quite fun. Should be something nice that we can do. Today, together. Yeah, it says live now. So I'm expecting this to be live. I guess everyone is just busy this Saturday. So of course the slot, you can't use that anymore, so I can just like stick my video card in there. This card I chose predominantly, it has good DOS capability, because I need a good machine that I can throw some DOS stuff in. Why are you sitting so weird? Oh, I see what's happening there. We can just like stick that down in there. There we go. Let's get the CPU in. Pull that aside, because I'm going to stick one of those SATA ID adapters. They've really like grown on me. These actually have the nice little. Is this the type of the? Yeah. So you need to remember that some of the motherboards don't have that. So you can like push something in there and like try and take out the pin or whatever. But I'm just not going to bother. I've got enough spare floppy disk drive cables, and seeing as this one is nothing fancy, why not? Does this also have the blank? You see this one also has the blank. So we have to find a new IDE and a new floppy disk drive cable. I'll do that later. I won't bore you guys with that. My socket on this one is a little bit broken. Your frame just popped up perfectly. Why are you giving me rubbish? Joys of building computers, I guess. Let's see, we've got one viewer. Welcome. Welcome. If you want to say hi, I think I can read the chat using the silly YouTube app. There we go. So what we have here is a Pentium 2 333 MHz. So for this sort of build, the CPU is absolutely perfect, because back then if you wanted to not get a Celeron, This is the processor that you would have probably bought. But if you were clever, you would have bought a Celeron 300A, and I used to run this exact board with that exact CPU, and I'll overclock it. So with this board is sometimes it detects the processor as 450 megahertz, sometimes it'll detect the processor as 500 megahertz if you overclock it. If you run that 66 megahertz bus on. That's it, that's him. I like this, I like that they cable managed that. So I need to go get the pinouts for that quickly. And then we need some solder cables and stuff, and off we go. So let's see how to download. Here we go. VDIM, we don't need that. Power LED, pin 2, 4 and ground, okay. So here we've got our connectors. There you can see that there's a little arrow there for 1. Pin 2. Okay, and then you get key lock next to that. Speaker is below it. That's a strange speaker. Data out on 5 volt. Okay, you say so. 1357. So presumably it will be 5 volt. No, that's not correct. It needs to go the other way around. Because pin 1 is always the color. Okay, what else do we need here? Turbo LED. Does this thing have a turbo LED? Auto drive LED, reset switch. Okay. Auto drive LED. 15 and 16. Okay, so this is where the difficulty comes in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I presume the top one is, yeah, 15 is positive. Reset switch is 15, 16, 17, 18. So reset switch is right next to it. Okay. Okay. Huh, almost done. Well, considering that most of the things was already in here. Should have just like dusted this out before I. Whew. Right, so there's 2 more things that we need to do, so I'll get some IDE cables. So what's important with IDE cables is that you can't use a... That'll work. You can't use a 44 pin if your motherboard doesn't support it. So what you need to do is just get like traditional IDE. Which side is pin 1? Of course you're not marked. Okay, so pin 1 is on the top. Just to make my life easier, this is just the standard A drive switch. So yeah, this one doesn't have the blanking pin. So now the question is on this drive, which one was pin 1? If I remember correctly, it was this way around. Even though there's a cutout for the boards, you can do it the other way around. I don't know why that is. I'm not going to ask questions, and if it's not, I'll just fix it. As you can see with these AT cases, cable management was not a thing back then. No one cared which way around you put your cables. Well, everyone cared which way around you put your cables. No one else cared about hiding cables and airflow and that sort of stuff. That came later. Just double check that, yeah. It's pin 1 is that side. That's why I don't normally use this cable, because this cable was crimped a bit weird. Not too weird, just a little bit. And that's it. And now I just have to stick in a hard drive, power it up, test everything out, should be fine, install the drivers, and I'll do a second restream once that's done. Once we get to the OS installation, we'll sit down, have a chill, watch me install an OS for a few hours.